Gratitude is the best attitude. Now look, before you click out of this video, because I know it's not a morning routine, it's not a weekend of my life, it's not a work vlog, it's not a nighttime routine, but I think there's a lot of value in what I'm about to say in this video, and I think it'll be useful for the rest of your life. And gratitude is indeed the best attitude. Some of you may or may not know I went to college at Iowa State for 5 years. I majored in both management and performing arts and graduated May of 2021. Moved back to Puerto Rico for about a year, and now I'm currently living in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Last year in November, my buddy Roger and his now wife Brianna invited me to their wedding, which was in Des Moines, Iowa. And I got a chance to know Roger and Brianna over the last couple of years in my college experience, and they were the first wedding invitation of someone that I actually knew and actually was close with. So I couldn't say no. I was already planning, ready, excited to go to that wedding, and it was November of last year. So I traveled from Minnesota to Des Moines, Iowa. And while I was in Iowa, I had to visit my people in Iowa State, which is located in Ames, Iowa. And you know, being back on my second home away from home, because I'm from Puerto Rico, but Iowa and Ames, Iowa specifically, welcomed me with open arms for 5 years. So that will forever be a home, and I'm gonna be forever a Cyclone, forever loyal, forever true. And I always wanted to do acts of kindness and random acts of kindness. So whenever I would get paid, I would go to the nearest fast food joint, which preferably it was McDonald's, because it was just closer to where I live, the apartment complex that I live, and because your boy loves McFlurry. That was my go-to dessert. So every time I got paid, I was like, this is my time to go get my McFlurry, baby. And yeah, so this time I was going through the drive-thru, and I remember that I pulled up to the window and I said, can I please pay for the people behind me? And I surely did. And it was the person, the cashier, didn't expect that. I think she was in shock that was happening. And she asked me, are you sure? Do you really want to do this? And I'm like, yeah, sure, absolutely. I'm doing a random act of kindness today. And the people, obviously I don't like to get credit or anything like that, but the people behind me eventually honked the horn as I was pulling away from the drive-thru when I picked up my food, and they were saying thank you and waving, and I was like, thank you, have a blessed day. There was a guy in the corner, young guy. I would say he was probably in college, between the age 18 to 24, and he had a sign, and unfortunately I didn't have any cash, or I didn't have anything, so I unfortunately felt bad. But the only thing that I say, I don't have any cash, but I hope you have a blessed day. Hope you take care, stay safe. And then I left. Later that day, I went back with my buddy, Jancel. Shout out my boy Jancel. And we went back to McDonald's to grab lunch. And when I went to McDonald's, I once again saw the guy in the corner. So we ordered food. And then when I'm pulling up to the drive, as I'm in the drive-thru about to pay, I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, talking to Yancel, I don't know how long this guy has been here, and I know I saw him earlier. I think the day before I saw him too, and I was just like, let's just ask him. So I told Yancel to roll his window down as we go up. So we're just gonna ask them if they need anything to eat, anything to drink, and then we would buy them for them. As we were pulling up to roll the window, and we asked, hey, is there anything we can buy you, any food? And he was like, as long as it doesn't have anything spicy, I'm good with whatever it is that you guys want to give me. And I was like, okay, we're gonna get you I think it was a Big Mac or a cheeseburger and some fries, and I think I don't know, a smoothie or something. And this moment right here, I think, was a turning point in my entire trip, which, in addition to the second story that I will tell you guys, this first story was definitely a turning point in the entire trip, and obviously in the course of my life. And as we're talking to this guy that's in the corner, which probably a lot of people are the passerbys, the cars are going, they're seeing this guy with a sign. He only had a sign, and I believe was a cinch bag or a backpack with him. As we were talking, asking him what he wanted, and he was telling us, we told him, we're gonna order you some food. We're gonna go to the drive-thru again, and then we're gonna buy you some food and give it to you. The only thing that this guy had was a $25 McDonald's gift card that another person gave them as a gift. And this kid, or this guy, decided that he wanted to give us that gift card. And to me, that it gives me the chills even to this day, because this guy was probably judged. He probably doesn't have the support from his family. He's probably from out of state, so he doesn't have any family nearby that can help him. And we decided to help him out. And the only thing that he has is this fucking gift card for McDonald's of $20 or $25, which I believe is what he said. And he's literally just giving it to us, like just putting his hand over Jancel's window and giving it to us, about to give it to us. And we told him, no, you're good. No worries. We got you. Use that for the next, either for dinner or for the next day, so that way you're covered. And he was like, okay. So I drove to the stoplight as we're waiting to turn and get back into the drive-thru. And I'm telling Jancel, I'm like, bro, like I was so in shock. We were both in shock. We were literally just reflecting on that stoplight, which seemed like it lasted forever, for that fucking stoplight. But we were just there talking about the only thing that this young man, college student, or had was that gift card. The only thing. And he was willing to give it to us because we were willing to help him out. And that made me realize that sometimes people in their worst moments, or the worst times that they're going through in life, they have such a good heart that no matter if they have just a few dollars, or in this case a gift card, he's willing to give everything he has. And you know, that moment for me and Jancel, obviously we order the food for him. We order him I think 2 cheeseburgers, or a mac chicken and a cheeseburger, some large fries, and then a large drink or smoothie. And as we're giving it to him, I'm telling him what we ordered him, and I told him, take care, stay safe, have a blessed one. And then he was so grateful. He was like, thank you so much, have a great day. And Jancel and I, the rest of the drive, we were just thinking and just talking about, wow, bro, just the only thing that he had was that gift card, and he was willing to give it to us. And that made me realize why gratitude is the best attitude. Sometimes in life, with the ever-evolving society and technology advancing, and AI and metaverse and crypto and this and that and social media and YouTube, sometimes we lose track of the most fundamental things in life, and we take shit for granted, for real. I do as well. I have to keep myself in check every single day, because sometimes we think that what we have is just given to us, and we just live it as if it's a given, and it's not. You know, every day we're blessed to open our eyes and have the opportunity that we call life. I know that I have a previous video on this channel. If you guys haven't seen it, go check that out. That it's titled "Tomorrow is the First Day of the Rest of Our Lives," because Denzel Washington said it in a speech where he said that tomorrow, what an opportunity we have, that tomorrow is the first day of the rest of our lives. And that's very true. And in that moment, with that interaction, I'm looking at it that was a humbling moment for us, and a life-changing moment for me personally, you know. And the second story that I wanted to tell you guys is also along the lines, and it was on the same trip, and Jancel was with me too. Like, we had that entire trip was an amazing trip. Obviously, the cherry on top was Roger and Brianna's wedding, which was amazing. And if you guys haven't seen the video, I have a video on my YouTube channel, which I believe is Road Trip Vlog. I'll put it somewhere over here. Road trip vlog from Minneapolis to Iowa, and I documented the whole trip and the wedding. But it's my second to last day on the trip, and Iowa State created a bridge that says Iowa State University. It lights up at night with the colors cardinal gold, and it was really cool. Something that they built once I already graduated, so I haven't had the chance to see it in person. And I told them, I said I wanted to go to take pictures, and we went like at 1 a.m. or what? It was like 12:30, 1 a.m. It was cold, it was windy, and we were pulling up to the Jack Trice Stadium parking lot, which is right next to the bridge, because the bridge eventually is going to connect the stadium with a future like events buildings that they're going to create. Really cool. And so we parked. We're getting into like the middle. The highway it's a two-way highway, but in the middle there's like a path where it has like grass, and we were walking to that path in the middle where it had grass to take pictures, because that was like the best aesthetic shot for that particular photo. And Jancel is, I think, walking from the car, and I'm sitting on my tripod, and a cop car is coming on this direction, and it's slowing down as it's gonna stop to talk to me. And I'm like, oh shit, I hope I'm not in trouble because I'm taking pictures here. But cop car pulls up, and he's like, hey, how you doing, sir? I'm like, how you doing? Good evening, sir. Or good evening, officer. How can I help you? Or, how can I, normal talk. And he's like, I just wanted to, how long have you guys been here? And I told him, we just been here for like 5 minutes. My friend Jancel and I are the only people that are here. We just came here to take a couple pictures, and then we'll be on our way. That's our car over there. Just so that he was aware that was our car, just in case we needed a parking pass in order to park on the lot, but it was just temporary. He was telling me, oh no, because we got a report that a young man was said to be told some friends at a party or something that he was gonna come to the bridge to commit suicide. And he was telling me like the description. He had like blue jeans, red shirt, and things like that. Have you seen them? And I told him, officer, I'm sorry, I haven't seen anyone. It's just me and my friend. We were just at the top of the bridge and we didn't see anyone, but we'll keep an eye out and we'll let you guys know. And then on the other side of the fence for the stadium parking, there was a cop car lady officer that got out of her cop car and went up the bridge while I'm talking to the officer. I'm like, okay, she's probably checking just to see if there's anyone there on top of the bridge. I talked to the officer for a bit, and then he was on his way. Jancel and I are taking pictures, and while we're taking pictures, we're seeing I would say a truck coming in the parking lot at a decent speed, for it being at 1:30 a.m. on a parking lot. They were coming at a decent speed, and then they parked right next, parallel to the lady officer's cop car. And we finished taking photos, and I wanted to go to the lady officer to ask her were you guys able to find the guy, but she was talking to the people that were in the truck, so I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna bother them. But there was another officer on the other side, another cop car, and I told Jancel, let's just get in the car, and I'm gonna drive next to the cop car on the other side, inside the parking lot, which is sketchy as fuck, because the car that I rented had somewhat of tinted windows. It was 1:30 a.m. We're the only car in the parking lot besides the truck, the lady officer's cop car, and then the cop car that's on the other side in the parking lot. So I'm pulling up to next to the cop car, and then I lower the window, and I feel like an officer at this point. I was just like, can you please lower the window? And he looked at us with a face like, who are these kids? Who are these college kids? And I asked him, officer, were you guys able to find the young man that apparently was coming to the bridge? And he said, oh yes, we were able to find him. I believe our officer is talking to his parents, which are in the truck. And we were like, oh, okay, thank God that someone was able to find him and were able to stop him from coming to the bridge and, doing that. And I was like, oh, thank you, officer. I hope you have a good evening. Have a great day. And as I roll up the window and Jancel and I are driving off the parking lot, Jancel and I, once again, epiphany or that moment of reflection, and we're like, this is fucking insane, bro. Like, this is me and Jancel talking. We were like, bro, just imagine you as a parent, and we were just putting ourselves in their shoes. You as a parent getting a call at midnight or almost 1 a.m. At that point it was around 1:30, 2 a.m. So just imagine, and I believe it was a Friday or Saturday. Just imagine as a parent getting a call that your kid was at a party and some of his friends told them that he was going to go to the bridge, and and Jancel and I are looking at it like, imagine the amount of pressure, the amount of anxiety, the amount of heartbeats that like those parents were going through, that their son could potentially unalive himself. And it's something that made us realize the beauty of life. Sometimes you never know what someone's going through, and it's something that I pride myself every single day to treat everyone with respect, kindness, and love, and always with a welcoming and warming feel. Just always saying, what's up, good morning, how you doing, this and that. How you doing, Jeffrey? How you doing? Good morning. Hey, how you doing? How's your day been? Because you never know what a small interaction can do in a person's life, especially if they're going through something hard in their life that they don't see themselves getting out of. And in that particular moment, it was 2 a.m. We're driving back to Jancel's place, and we're just thinking about, everything in life, and those parents rushing, like the truck was at least, I would say at least 30 to 40 miles per hour in a parking lot at 1:30 a.m. just to potentially stop their son or be there for their son before anything happened. And that just gave me a profound, like astronomical, profound level of perspective on life. And sometimes, as I mentioned, gratitude is the best attitude. Sometimes we're not grateful for everything that we have, so we're always complaining and I'm not where I want to be, or this person has this and I don't have that, and I want to make more money, I want to have more followers, I want to be more influential. And I even fall trapped to that sometimes, and sometimes I bitch and complain about shit that doesn't even fucking matter. And sometimes I just like check on myself and be like, bro, like this is what you dream of. You've always wanted to live by yourself. You always want to, develop yourself, have a career, and provide for yourself, and hopefully eventually provide for your family. And it's moments like this, with the interaction with the guy in McDonald's in the drive-thru, with the interaction or the experience that we saw and heard in the parking lot at night in the bridge at Iowa State's Jack Trice Stadium. Those moments that sometimes are the reality check for us to truly appreciate our life. And something that gotten better at is being grateful and thanking God for allowing me to continue to live and continue to have a voice to help people, because I know that I'm a very loving person and I am genuine. Doesn't mean that I'm perfect, but because throughout the course of my life I've strived to be perfect, and I ended up being the opposite of perfect. And I think it was moments like that, those two interactions on that trip, that made me realize that there's a lot to be grateful for every single day. And the relationships that you have, the memories that you create with friends, with colleagues, with your family, your coworkers, are the things that truly matter in life. And it's those little things. I saw a quote when I was in my first year in college in Iowa State. They had in the MSA building, Multicultural Student Affairs office, they had one of the doors had a quote, and the quote read, "Enjoy the little things in life, for one day you'll realize they were the big things." And that's true. And that's one thing that I implemented throughout the course of my college career, just to keep myself in check and keep myself grateful, because it is those little things. It is those little moments of laughter, those little moments of joking around with friends, of just having fun, not worrying about what the next day is going to look like, or not stressing about your next exam, or stressing about work, or stressing about where you at in life and where you want to be, but just taking every day as it is and making the best out of it, because that's everything that we could do in life. And if you've been paying attention to my community tab, I posted yesterday a post where it says the odds of being born are 1 in 4 trillion. 1 in 4 trillion. So we all are lottery winners. We all are miracles. So we got to conduct ourselves in that way and be grateful for the fact that we're alive in this cold, harsh world that also is beautiful as well. And yeah, I think that's what I was wanting to say, that just don't take life for granted. To wrap this video up, that is why I believe gratitude is the best attitude. You live a life of gratitude and have that as your attitude, you're gonna start appreciating everything in life. Not only the good things that happen in your life, but also the not so good things, because it's all about perspective. And sometimes we may see things as, oh, these are bad things that happen to me, when in reality, those might be situations that might not go your way in order for you to eventually have a life that you wanted. And throughout the course of my life and throughout the videos that I'll continue to be doing of these type of sit down videos, where I find a topic or a life experience that I've had in my life just to relate to you all and just to continue to provide value, those things are the most important things, both the good things and the bad, because there's no good without bad. You wouldn't know what happiness is if you'd never been sad. You know, there's never gonna be great days if there's not bad days, because then what's the scale of measure of what is a great day if everything's great? You know, great days would eventually become the norm, and everybody would get used to it, and everybody would take it for granted. So the fact that there's a yin and yang in life with everything, that's what life is. You know, it's the appreciation of, we have only one life. We have one day, and sometimes life happens that our days are cut short for some people. some people have the blessing to live 90, 100 years old. And I think it's in the fact that we don't know what the future is going to look like, that makes life worth living. And, every day with this channel, I hope that each video you can see that I'm working towards an attitude of gratitude, and that you can also work on yourself and inspire others to live a life that is full and filled of gratitude. Because when you're grateful for what you have, you are opening yourself to receive blessings, because you understand that everything that is given to you, it's for you to grow and to learn the good and the bad. And you'll start appreciating down the road when you look back at your life, look back 10, 20 years from now and see yourself and be like, see, Jonathan was true. Those bad moments that happened in my life were the best things that happened in my life, because it allowed me to redefine myself. It allowed me to find myself and get better as a person, as a professional, as a father, brother, sister, partner. And a quote that came to my mind that I'm gonna leave you guys with is, one night last year, I think it was during the summer, I was all alone in my apartment. It was a weekend, and I was very reflective. I'm a very reflective person. I'm always thinking, I'm always learning, I'm always paying attention to life and everything, especially on social media, the good, the bad, the ugly, but also my personal life with work, with my personal life, and others as well. And a quote came to my head, and it was, "Be who you wish you were at this age." And that came to my mind, and I'm like, all right, I see you, Plato. I see you, Socrates. I see you, Jonathan. And it sounded nice, but when I started thinking about it profoundly, I start thinking about the perspective of life from an older version of me. Because one of the things that I think it's underlying insecurity, or underlying in the back of our minds, is that at the end of the day, all of us don't want to regret our life. And there's been studies, countless studies, where they interview people on their deathbed, or people that are terminally ill, or in hospice, or people that are healthy but are 90, 100 years old. And a lot of the similarities when they come to what was how they thought about their life, a lot of similarities came across the regret. How they wish they would have done this, how they wish they would have tried that business or taken that risk. And being who you wish you were at this age basically embodies the fact that just take yourself out of yourself for a moment and think about who you will wish you were. Let's say you're 70, 80, 90 years old. If you look back on your life at 24, which is where I'm at right now, would you be proud of yourself looking back on this moment? Are you doing the things that you would want yourself to do or have done at 24? Or is there something that you want to change? If there's something that you want to change, you can change it because you have the time. Don't wait until you're 90 or 80 or 100 to try and change things, because unfortunately time is finite and we only have, but for so much, only a few opportunities to make key decisions that would change the trajectory of our lives for better or for worse. So be who you wish you think you were at this age, and also have an attitude of gratitude, because as you saw by the title of this video and by these two life experiences that I told you, gratitude is indeed the best attitude. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely am passionate about speaking about things that are not normally spoken about and topics that are not very popping on social media, or it's not gonna get the most views, but topics that are really important for all of us. And for all of you out there that are single parents, that are living by yourself and are struggling to find your way, find your passion in life, your purpose, just have an attitude of gratitude and just understand that everything that you're everything that's going on in your life right now is not forever. Nothing is forever. That'll help you understand that that stage that you're on right now is just the stepping stone for you to rebuild your life, or for you to skyrocket your life. An example, a year ago, I graduated Iowa State. I didn't have any job offers. I went back to live with my parents in Puerto Rico, and I was struggling heavily with mental health, going through my own shit, and trying to figure out by myself without having to, seek help, which I encourage everyone to seek help. I haven't personally done it, but it's something that eventually in the future I would like to help, just to have another perspective. And I've always had something in my head to look forward to. I always said to myself, this is just a part of the process. This is just a part of the process. The reason that God has me in this position suffering is because He's building my character and my grit and persistence and faith to open myself to blessings. And long and behold, I continued applying to jobs, and I got the job opportunity to work at the stadium here in Minneapolis. And when I got that call, I remember my manager, she told me, if you want to think about it for a couple days and take your time, let us know. And I was just like, no, I'm accepting the offer. I've already thought about it. I had it visualized in my mind countless times. I had prepared and I was ready for that moment. And I was ready to take that leap of faith, take that risk, move into a new city all by myself, and just start a new chapter in my life. So if you're in that moment right now where you're struggling, you don't know what your passion is, you don't have any support, just know that I'm here to support you, because I was where you were at. And I'm not in the best place, I'm in a better place, but there's a lot of room for growth for me personally, and there's a lot of room for growth for you too. And just remember, gratitude is the best attitude. And trust me, once you start embracing gratitude in your life, you'll start appreciating everything and you'll live a much happier life. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and comment below if there's anything that you're going through or any topics that you would like for me to discuss in a future video. And if you haven't subscribed and you would like to join the family, La Familia, please make sure to subscribe down below and turn on your bells or post notifications just to stay updated with anything as far as my YouTube videos. I also post a lot on my community tab just to engage with my subscribers. So I'll catch you guys there, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.